So we're talking sleep, the Swiss Army knife of health. Let me introduce you to Dr. Rob Daniel, specialist ophthalmologist. Rob, tell us, sleep. What kind of ignited your interest in sleep?
Well, as an ophthalmologist, we study the eye,
Yes.
and the eye is an extension. It's actually an outpocketing of the brain embryologically. So whatever we see with the eye obviously gets processed by the brain. And through all that study, I became interested in how the brain actually gets switched on and off by the eye in terms of sleep.
Yes. And we know it's essential for health. But in terms of getting the right quantity and quality of sleep, what have you seen in your research?
So in essence, the big sort of switch that we discovered was that you have 3 retinal cells. We always thought there were 2. So you learnt about rods and cones in
Yes.
school. And around about 2005, a third one was discovered. And this particular retinal cell is actually what switches your melatonin off. And that cell is in the base of your retina, and it responds to particularly blue light. So what that does is it allows your brain to know whether it's night or day. And
Right.
that's called a Zeitgeber, and that means timekeeper.
Yes.
So that's very important for our body rhythms, whether it's nighttime or daytime. And obviously that's the fundamental of sleep, is that rhythm between night and day.
Yes. What I read, and it's a research study that came out 6 days ago by Philips, saying that 44% of people are not getting their sleep right. And actually, it's a big problem. So the trend is showing less and less sleep over time. And it could be because too much light and really not understanding that circadian rhythm. Do you agree?
Absolutely. In modern day life, we almost pride ourselves in being able to manage with less sleep. Or I can only manage on
True.
3 hours. And
Yes.
it's almost something that we would brag about.
Yeah.
But we now know that it's actually the opposite, because you need 7 to 8 hours as an adult. That's fundamental. In essence, we cannot go back on what our physiology dictates.
Yes.
The fact that only 44% of us are getting enough sleep is quite surprising. I would have thought it would even be more, because of our technology. And so the technology not only drives us to work longer and to take our offices literally into our bedrooms,
Yes.
and into bed, but it also operates the switch I'm talking about. And that switch is the subconscious perception of the blue light, which then switches your sleep hormone off, and that's the melatonin. So with us having all this technology, we no longer have the natural daily rhythm. So think caveman. Caveman didn't have anything maybe more than just a fire, and the fire only really puts out oranges and reds in terms of the spectrum. What would happen is when the sun started to go down, the sky turned from blue to orange.
Yes.
And then this period of what we call a low blue light effect begins. So what then happens is we start to find us our safe place to sleep that night. And you would have experienced a sundowner. You're always relaxed and the sun's going down.
Yes, very nice.
There's more to it than just the
alcohol,
GNT.
yes.
It's actually the calming effect of the melatonin starting to rise, because your brain is now able to make melatonin. So what happens with us is that we can operate 24/7 because we can light up anything. And probably even more importantly, we have these devices, in particular our phones. The last thing you'll do at night, most of us, before we go to sleep, is at least switch the alarm on the phone on.
Yes.
But we typically look at messages and
Exactly.
emails and so on. So what you've just done is you've switched off your melatonin for a period of 2 hours.
Yeah.
So effectively, not only are we allowing ourselves less time to sleep, with less time with physically our head on the pillow, but we also have cut another 2 hours of quality sleep off from that available time. So that's a very important message, because we would often think that the 6 hours was enough, but in actual fact, we're probably only getting 4.
That's it. So we absolutely need our quality sleep in order to think critically, to be creative, to collaborate in good ways, and really just manage your life. So day to day, but your whole ecosystem is reliant on restorative deep wave sleep. So we'll speak about what else we can do. And thank you, Dr. Rob Daniel. That was really interesting.
It's a great pleasure.